Let's be honest, there's no guidebook when it comes to relationships. So we end up having to stumble through life trying to figure things out for ourselves. What if there was a podcast that found the answers for you, that provided insight to build a successful relationship and ultimately find the companionship you've always hoped for? Welcome to the Girls Ask Guys show, where we answer the questions most people are afraid to ask when it comes to lessons in life and love. It's time to master this thing called life together with your hosts, John and Ashley.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Girls Ask Guys show, 10-Minute Tuesday.
Yes, 10-Minute Tuesday, my favorite.
We keep it short, we keep it simple, and we try to answer questions as quickly and concisely as we possibly can. And if you're looking for dating and getting out there and making it as quickly and as concisely as you possibly can, while still not having all that pressure, we've got a solution for you.
That's right. We have foreplay. Foreplay, while it sounds fun, is actually awesome, but it's not the foreplay you're thinking of. We're talking F-O-U-R. You and a friend, another person and a friend, go out, you guys sit down, no pressure, and you have a great date. It's really cool, it's really interactive, it's really fun, and it's never a waste of a night out.
Exactly, because if the date doesn't work out, well, you and your friend can go out and enjoy the rest of the night and still not have all that guilt and wondering, should have tried a little bit harder. None of that pressure that comes with traditional online dating sites or matchmakers and stuff like that applies to foreplay.
Exactly, and you want to date safe, you want to date fun, and this is the way you do it. You can always find information about foreplay on our website, girlsaskguyshow.com. If you want, just head straight over to the App Store, whether it's Google or Apple, download foreplay for a free download. Or if you have any questions for them directly, go to foreplaysocial.com.
Exactly, and that is foreplay, F-O-U-R-P-L-A-Y. And with that, we have a question that came in, and this one is asking why he wants to be in a relationship with me so hard. And we looked at this entire question. We can actually probably build out an entire show.
Yeah, probably.
On Thursday with the amount of questions that this particular female is asking. But I looked at this and I shot a quick reply back to her, and it's pretty much the reason he wants to be in a relationship with her so much is because he's in love with the idea of being in love, but he doesn't know what he wants.
I think we're going to make this a two-parter for, quick 10-Minute Tuesday, and then we can probably elaborate more because there's a lot to unpack here. But I think it's a very good topic. Considering we just ended our dating over 30, if you haven't watched that, go check that out. But I think this is a great topic to jump into. Being in love for love's sake. It is a crime, people. It is an emotional crime to just love love. Love is great, don't get me wrong. But when you are in love with somebody, then you need to be in love with them, not in love with an idea of them, not in love with the promise of having children, not in love with the white picket fence. You need to be in love with that person.
Exactly. And we actually saw this happen way back with the shows that we did when we were covering Love at First Sight.
Oh,
that
God.
whole show. We unpacked that show and we were 5 out of 5. Not once, but twice. 3 times, really. We unpacked that thing. We were correct 3 times with all of the couples. And the reason that we were able to do that is because it's easy to spot somebody who likes the idea of wanting a relationship and wanting to be in love, but they don't know what they want. They just know they want something.
They just don't want to be alone.
It's kind of like when you're a teenager and you're approaching that 16, 17. And
you just want to get laid. You don't really care who.
I was going to say a car.
Oh, okay.
But I want a car. Oh, I like that car. Oh, I like that car. Ooh, that car's cool. Ooh, that one. You just know you want a car.
A car, yeah.
And you want it to be a nice car. Mom, what the fuck is this? Why are we going to a used car lot? You're giving me Uncle Sam's old car? Fuck that.
Sometimes you got to ride Uncle Sam's old car, man. But that's the thing is, like you said, you just want a car. You're not really thinking about what you need out of a car. You're thinking, I just want a car. You just want to look cool in front of your friends. You want to be able to flaunt it off. You're not thinking about the fact that that brand new car you bought is a gas guzzling nightmare. You know what I mean? Or the tires to replace themselves are $1,000 or things like that. There's no real plan. You just know you want a car. That, my friends, is problematic.
It's kind of like the Prius. Everybody loved the idea of an electric car until they found out that you can't even change the oil on the engine without voiding the warranty. Or if the batteries go dead, the new battery replacement costs as much as the damn car. It's kind of that thought process. The biggest warning that we have for you on this 10-Minute Tuesday is you have to know what you're looking for before you can actually go out there and start trying to find it. Otherwise, you wind up in the same spot that this particular woman is in.
Right. And that's kind of the thing, is that if you're just accepting anything and you're taking everything that comes your way, you're going to end up not just miserable, because we talk all the time about knowing what you want, but there's a reason you need to know what you want. There's a reason why you need to have those standards. It's because if you don't and you just give in, you're going to end up in a relationship one day, wake up and be like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah. It's kind of like turning the power over to somebody else.
Right.
Okay, I want a relationship. You fit that relationship. So it's kind of like I have a puzzle. Are you the piece that completes my puzzle?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you turn over all the power to them. And then now, if you turn the power over to somebody or even something,
right,
it will take that power. And then it owns you.
Right. And then you can't control it. It's like any addiction. Love can be an addiction. And in this case, we'll obviously dive deeper into the question itself on Thursday. But just for some background, this entire premise of the question is why he wants me to be in a relationship so bad. So it's like you can already tell by the headline of the question that this person is pushing a narrative.
Yeah, and it's a long narrative. I've been kind of working with this woman and this particular relationship for a couple of weeks now. And it just gets more and more complex, and it becomes even more bizarre to the point that I'm like, if you're not going to listen to me, you have to be able to want to see it for yourself.
Right, exactly. And it does get frustrating, and I will be honest with you guys. Sometimes when we're doing these kind of things, they get frustrating because there's only so many times I can tell you this is what needs to happen or this is what's happening. And you kind of just doing your own thing where I'm like, okay, so now me talking is useless because you're not looking for advice. You're looking for validation. And I'm not going to give you validation. I'm going to give you advice.
Yeah, we're not here to validate. And I actually told her straight out, the relationship that you are in, I cannot get behind.
Right.
And we're not here to validate. We're not here to prop you up. We're not here to make you feel good about yourself. We're here to give
unless
you
you need to.
Yeah. We can point you in that direction, but we cannot force you to do anything. We're here to help you. And from my own background, my own experience, the stuff that I know can change people's lives. And I take that very seriously. But if you're not going to listen because you have it in your own head that I've got this figured out, I just need you to tell me I'm right.
Right.
That's not what we're here for.
It's very unhealthy. Now, don't get us wrong. We're here to build you up, too. We're not going to sit here and, shame you to death. But the thing is, when we have someone like John says he's been working with, or one of us has been working with for weeks, okay, as you guys know, I only have but so much patience. John has a lot of patience. I do not. So when it comes down to it, when we talk about things like being in love for love's sake, and you say, oh, well, maybe we'll give it another try here. Well, here's why it's not changing. Because you're not changing yourself. And so when someone's in love for love's sake, they are going to do everything they can to make sure that you fit into that little mold that they have for their life. And like I said on Thursday, as you see when we dive deep into it, this starts to evolve to something so unhealthy that it is uncomfortable to even really discuss.
And that's exactly what happened. And it happened really fast. And I was like, no, we'll get to it. But it turns into where he is trying to emotionally manipulate her and she's not seeing it.
Right. And that's why we say, if you guys are here to listen, if you're here to learn, take notes, listen to what we're saying. We're not saying these things for our health. I mean, obviously, kind of, but really, it comes down to we want you guys to be in successful, happy, mature relationships. Because I think this might be a 3-part series, really, the way this story is going.
Being in love for love's sake, or being in love with just wanting to be in love or be in a relationship, it can turn into manipulation. And that's pretty much what happened. That's why you want to define what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah. Once you're allowing yourself into that manipulation. It gets harder and harder every day to get out of that situation. And not only does it get harder, sometimes it gets dangerous. And that's kind of one of the biggest reasons we advocate for putting yourself back out there safely. Because when you don't know who you're dealing with, the world is, how do I explain it? It's terrifying sometimes.
Exactly. And that's why we really like foreplay and how foreplay is actually structured. A lot of that danger that is out there and once you go out and meet somebody for the first time by yourself,
it's gone.
It can turn into a dangerous situation. And that's why foreplay, when you have another single friend, both of you go out and you get the foreplay app, you link up on the app, and then both of you are working to find two other people that are looking for the same thing. And before you even go out on a date, you enter like your own little chat room and all four of you are talking back and forth.
Yeah. And that's amazing, isn't it? Think about this. No pressure. It's a no pressure system, not even low pressure. No pressure system. You are safe. You have backup. All of the things you need to feel secure in getting yourself back out there. So, I mean, I don't understand why you're not really downloading Foreplay right now. It's free download, remember, in the Apple Store and the Google Store. And if you have any questions about it, you can always go to our website or you can go to theirs. Ours is girlsaskguyshow.com and theirs is foreplaysocial.com. FOURPLAY.
And with that, we will talk to you on the next one.
Bye.
That's all for this episode of the Girls Ask Guys show, where all of us learn to master this thing called life together. For more answers to your questions on life and love, be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss a single episode. And head to girlsaskguyshow.com to submit your questions for a future episode or apply to be a guest on the show. Good luck out there, and we'll catch you next time, right here on the Girls Ask Guys show.